band before. I sung Barbershop for 6 years before that.
I sang Barbershop.
Loved Barbershop.
Who'd you sing with?
Northern Comfort.
Northern Comfort.
Yeah, I was Northern Comfort for 6 years. I sung with them.
Oh wow! What part did you sing? What part did you
Lead.
sing? I was a lead as well. I sang.
But lead, and then towards the end, I used to do a little bit of bass.
more bassy.
My voice is getting lower as I get older.
Sure, yeah.
But I also used to do a bit of the high stuff as well.
Okay, a bit of tenor.
A bit of tenor as well.
So I sang with Great Western Chorus for 7 years. Went to America with them. We won the British Championship, so we got to go to America.
Yeah, all right. Who did you sing with?
Great Western Chorus.
Great Western Chorus. I sung with Spirit Harmony.
Spirit Harmony, yeah.
I sung with them for 6 months.
Yeah.
I gave up. It was too intense.
Yeah,
it was awful.
Yeah. Northern Comfort on.
No, they're only a small.
They're a bit more relaxed, smaller chorus.
They're only a smaller chorus.
So so actually the one I was in was like even more intense than them.
Yeah.
So it was because we sang, we won, so we had to work. We worked really hard to do that. So I sang the lead in that. But my wife is the director of Abby Bell's chorus.
Oh right, yeah.
That's my wife. She's the director.
My next door neighbour, Sue Lord.
Oh, Sue Lord.
She's my next door
neighbour.
Your
next door neighbour.
Yeah.
Dry,
But Barbershop was a good way of me coming back into singing.
Yeah, definitely.
It was funny, and I did. So I was used to performing, and I filled in. They had a professional quartet who used to go do around and do bits and pieces rather than the full choir.
Yeah.
And I started filling in.
Cool.
For the quartet, doing a bit of professional singing, quartetting,
amazing.
leads, opening in IT offices and God knows what.
Yeah. I've done
stood in the corridor going, singing that night. Right, we've done it all once, let's do it again.
Yeah. I did that at a shoe shop once in a quartet. We were saving up for convention to buy our own suits because my quartet had qualified and we had to go to the finals in I think it was Scarborough, and so we did a shoe shop opening. But we only had like 5 songs, and I mean, we booked for 3 hours. We should the same 5 songs for 3 hours.
It does get but you get good practice.
Exactly, mate. Exactly. Yeah.
But that's it. At least the people that you're playing to take away the people that work in the place.
Oh, yeah.
Because they've got customers coming in and out.
Oh, it doesn't matter to them.
Not one person isn't going to hear the same song twice. Which I think is quite.
Do you still sing with Northern Comfort now?
No, I don't. It's there's 4 of them still. Unfortunately, I'm not nearly 25 years off the average age.
Oh yeah, it was definitely old.
Fellas. So
choir, yeah.
There's 4. I think there's 3 or 4 of them are still singing together now. But only I don't think they're doing it. It's certainly not doing. Concerts and bits and pieces. I think they're just singing for a bit of fun now. Unfortunately, there's quite a few of them that I sang with have either died or got dementia or it's a shame really. But they taught me a lot about singing.
Oh yeah,
a lot about singing.
That's what I learned basically how to sing. Because I was saying in the podcast earlier, I remember when I got invited to an open evening, and I sung bands and very much like you, cover bands. I wrote my own music in a duet for a while, and my uncle was the lead sectional leader in Great Western Chorus, and he said, "Can you do me a favour and come to this open evening?" I was like, "Yeah, sure, I'll come along." And I was kind of like, 18, storming like all these old dudes, like, I'm going to wipe the floor with these old dudes. And I just, after about 10 minutes, I was like, this is so much harder than I thought it was going to be. Like, they're so good. Because it's like I'd sung, but I'd never sung. I never learned about breathing. I never learned any of that stuff. I had to stand, like, support. Didn't know any of it. No. I'd sung in like school choir.
It's very hard.
It is very hard. It really is.
I had to do an audition to get into Spirit Harmony. They won't let you in unless you sung scales, and they gave you a song to learn that you'd never seen before, and you had to sing it in front of the musical director and the secretary to get in.
Do you remember which song it was? Is it Heart of My Heart, My Darling? Or
no.
My Wild Irish Rose, the sweetest flower.
No, it wasn't Wild Irish Rose. I know that very well. That's ingrained on me. I'll never forget that.
This is a barbershop podcast now.
Yeah.
It is, isn't it?
I forget which one it was now, but I think I learnt it within 3 days. Went back and I sung it to them, and they go, "Oh, it's very nice, this, that, and the other." And then I said, "You do realise that that was my audition?" "All right, well, you can come in then." So they let me in, but I did 6 months with them. But it got to the point that because they were preparing for competition, and it was competition.
Oh yeah.
That's all they were bothered about.
Over and over again.
Competition. So you'd turn up, you'd practice. There'd be 50 of you all stood up on the stalls, and you sung one duff note, and the musical director at that time, and I can't remember her name, she'd stop the whole thing,
Sally.
point at you, and say, "You just sung a duff note."
Sally McLean.
So, and that to me was very intimidating, and it took all the fun out of it.
That's one of the
I quit in the end.
That's the reason. The reasons I left was
yeah.
because of that. Because I couldn't hack doing it anymore. Like, It was just too much.
It was too much perfection.
It wasn't fun.
But
it was like having a second job.
it was like being at school.